Hello, everybody. Welcome back to week 6 of Oath here. We're ready to rock and roll. Starting on a new Queen Street, we've got Croutons versus Havoc.
Yeah, it should be an excellent one. Just a quick little recap of the last few weeks here. Last week was obviously fall break for many of our students, so a break in the action, but happy to be back. A lot of our teams are actually really, really close, neck and neck in terms of standings. So this is actually one of those matchups that could go either way, depending on how well either team really play. I'm pretty excited to see how Havoc plays in particular. If you can even imagine 2 weeks ago, they were kind of shocking with the pick to Paraiso, actually. It shocked the world, had this really long, stalled out overtime fight, and walked away with not only a map win, but a series win. That can be so important for as teams get into the stretch going into the finals in just a few weeks from now.
Absolutely. And like you mentioned, the crazy hold they had, I think we went in and that last final point, they held it for about 6 minutes, give or
Mm-hmm.
take a little bit, and that was just
Mm-hmm.
absolutely insane to watch. Just an insane back and forth. We saw them coming in as wrecking ball. I think we saw 4 different tanks come in from one side, about 6 different DPS. Just changing back and forth, trying to get any headway right at the end. Ended up being able to defend it was really impressive, and it looked like it could go either way for that entire time because they kept it right on there, right in overtime for another couple minutes after it expired.
Yeah, definitely. So, looking forward to seeing this match. I think our teams are pretty much ready to go. So, we should be hopping in momentarily. Like you said, New Queen Street. It's a push map, an iconic one to be certain, um, and it's truly just a lot of fun to play on.
Absolutely. One of the more, I'd say, controversial push maps, a little bit more difficult, a little bit more different than some of the others. Not typically everyone's favorite, but it does have its up and downs. You've got the pretty good sight lines right there at the start, as well as the tight, close corners, and then it kind of evolves into pretty wide open as you approach either one of the points. And then the spawns on both sides, really allowing both teams to be able to get in and out depending on how far they push the robot. But for those of you that are new, we got push is a game mode in which you have the robot. It starts out right in the middle. Both teams are running, trying to get to that robot we see there. And we got to get that robot to push the either red or blue little poles right there. They're going to try to push, as the name implies, that all the way to the enemy's original spawn. And as they push, they can secure checkpoints, which means that they're going to get forward spawns for their team. The robot's going to get a little farther, and basically the teams are going to fight back and forth, trying to push further on each other's sides. But we're about to start out here. It's looking like Havoc starting out with a pretty strong DPS line with Odd Nugget and Guy Noob on the Bastion and Soldier. And then with Jubles on the Orisa, that's definitely a very interesting comp. And then for Croutons, we got Glitch Pixel on the Doomfist, and then another Bastion from the side of Quest. So really excited to see how they go into this first fight here.
Yeah, Push, as you mentioned, it's kind of our King of the Hill style map, just in the way that, sorry, not King of the Hill, I meant Tug of War. Jubal's actually finding the first pick onto Quest, and Quest has been instrumental in a lot of these fights. It's going to be difficult to come back. A nice sleep from Biohazard is going to shut down Glitched Pixel just a little bit, maybe momentarily, as I spy Izzard in the backline, getting very aggressive.
Absolutely. Is able to get picked off there, but like you said, Quest being picked off so early there really takes out probably their strongest damage dealer from the Bastion.
Yeah, no doubt about that. As Havoc's actually starting this push kind of aggressively. Guy Noob gets punched in. That's great play from Glitched Pixel here on the Doomfist, which a non-traditional character in a lot of our Oath matches. So happy to see this one come out early.
Absolutely, and you would consider the comp that Havoc's running one to be pretty difficult to play Doomfist against, but Glitch Pixel seems to be pretty successful in all of their dives and able to get those picks, distract the backline, do what Doomfist is supposed to do, and right now it seems to be paying off pretty well for the Croutons.
Yeah, I think the Croutons are 3-2, which is a better record than Havoc has. So maybe some of these more chaotic plays, like Glitched Pixel going in so deep, thought we would have that mini. Is going to use that Meteor Strike and get all the way out. Yeah, just saving their life. That was a great play. And so much space. I mean, this cart is nearly to that checkpoint, to your point earlier. As we get a pick from the Havoc team, and things are probably going to slow down a little bit. But Jubles, the massive Terra Surge.
Jubles. Yeah, we saw the purple from the Red Death hitting pretty much the entirety of Havoc, forcing him to back up, and then Jubal's just running in there, spinning in very quickly, and using the ult to clean them all up. Excellent pick there, and an excellent play all around from the side of Havoc.
Yeah, now Havoc's going to be trying to catch up to the distance that the Croutons were able to put out. Glitched Pixel switching over to this Zarya. Could have a lot of damage in those bubbles. We'll see how they utilize them thus far. Odd Nugget finding the first pick in this fight on a bad YT. That's a ton of damage lost for the defending side here. Is Glitched Pixel is just kind of contesting from this high ground. Very powerful location. Quest popping the Bastion ult from the sky. Gonna do a little bit of damage. No eliminations, but actually Guy Noob goes down somewhere in the middle of that fight.
I think the Zarya pick from Glitch Pixel is definitely a very smart one, and you can see it's already doing pretty well, helping to, push back the power that is Orisa on the other team, and as well as help counteract a lot of the damage coming in from like Guy Noob and Odd Nugget both.
Well, Jubles is going to catch that nano boost. It's going to be a lot of damage on the front line. Funtime Cold forced to respond with the beat. Going to keep up that whole team. And Crouton's actually sitting very pretty as this fight rolls into the mid-fight. Junkrat popping the tire. Going to be able to find Biohazard. And that's main heals down. Jubles going in for that Terra Surge is going to be eliminated before they can really slam the ground. And this fight's the Croutons' to lose at this point. They're up the picks, have the advantage in the support line, and I think we're actually going to see a checkpoint captured just like that.
It is. And Havoc coming in using 3 separate ultimates to get in there, but Crouton's able to just use one of their own, Funtime Cold with that beat in order to counteract all of them. Excellent play there, and then Bad YT with the tire to help take out their supports, like you said, give them a little bit of distraction. But Crouton's still with a couple ultimates coming into this next fight.
Oh, this cart, this robot is pushing pretty slowly. Guy Noob getting very low. Biohazard and Izzard gonna be able to support that push just a little bit, sustain the team. These swings from Jubles have been massive so far, and that's a fire strike to confirm the kill on Quest. That's 1 of 5 here, and Jubles is such a power player in these fights. Guy Noob finds the Red Death too. Another nano boost, and it's clear Havoc operates through Jubles. She sets the pace. She leads this team, and really is a great indicator of whether this team's going to succeed or not. Glitch Pixel wants to turn this thing around, grab into the Bastional. Quest finds some, and it's just the supports of Havoc remaining as the Croutons. It's 2 versus 2, really. Havoc's going to back up to kind of reset.
An excellent combo there, but there just really wasn't anyone on either side to be there to help finish the fight. So both teams just having to back up and stabilize a little bit. But now it looks like Crouton's gaining a little bit of space.
Yeah, talk about space. We see the Earth Shatter, the Soldier Visor coming through. It's gonna be absolutely Havoc's fight here. Even Izzard here with that Kitsune rush right through the middle of the team fight, and I think they did that without taking a death at all. Really strong fight for Havoc there.
Absolutely, and Odd Nugget with that pretty great positioning up there on the high ground, getting a full view of the enemy team for the entirety of that visor. Really good spot to play it there, but Havoc again using 3 ultimates to get in there. But we only see the 1 ultimate for the side of the Croutons coming up on 1 more, so still pretty even game. We've got Biohazard come out with yet another nano. They're probably going to throw on Jubles. I'd be surprised otherwise, but Jubles doing a fantastic job on the Reinhardt.
No, these picks have been absolutely insane. Glitch Pixel's going to make that contest happen. Bad YT with the tire over the top finds 2. Evens this fight up, but it's just Bad YT. Him against the world. The world wins this one, pal. As Jubles, Odd Nugget, and Biohazard hold this robot down. Buys a little bit of time for the Croutons to kind of make a comeback, and that's exactly what we see. Glitch Pixel now touching the cart, making sure it doesn't go anywhere. Trying to bully Jubles, but Jubles finds the nano boost. And that's a lot of sustainability into another Shatter. We saw how good Shatter was just a few minutes ago, what feels like 30 seconds ago, really. As
Glitch Pixel fighting for their life, just trying to survive. But with the help of the sports, they are able to. It looks like Bad YT in the background there, trying to pick off Biohazard on the support.
Yeah, Quest doing what he can, Funtime Cold supporting as they can. And it's Jubles and Odd Nugget, Biohazard here as well, who's been excellent throughout. These nano boosts have been crazy. In addition to the damage that Leana's putting out, we're going to see a surge from the Croutons forward. Glitched Pixel has that Terra Surge to work with. Might be trying to find an angle in really low in the mid-fight here. And Havoc's positioning's been very interesting. They're actually drawing, maybe luring people off the point here. And I don't think Odd Nugget and Izzard are being really respected here, as they're fully wrapped behind.
The Croutons there doing a good job of separating the team. It's going to be really hard for Havoc to have a full 5 fight, but Havoc was able to take the lead back there. So they're the ones on the defense now, just trying to stall a little bit. We see Jubles up on that high ground. Croutons, though, do have 4 ultimates coming in this next fight.
And here's that flank coming in from Odd Nugget. Forces the whole team to turn around. Glitch Pixel getting very low. Funtime Cold, that's a great sound barrier here. Kind of keep things alive, but Jubles finds 3 with that shatter. And basically call it a 4K. It's just dominant. Dominant performance
Absolutely.
right there.
A pretty crazy exchange there. Havoc having to use several ultimates, and Jubal's, doing that excellent shatter just to really ensure they win that fight. Crouton's coming back though with 3 ultimates of their own, and Havoc just with the Kasune coming up. So could be really interesting to see how they use their ults to reclaim this.
Ooh. No more Kitsune online for Havoc here, as Crouton is just crumpling this attack. Biohazard doing everything that they can to try to keep the team alive. Bad YT eventually going to find it with those Junkrat mines. And Croutons have the momentum coming into this last fight. They have the ultimates. They have the opportunity. They have the ability to... they're going to have to win 2 fights. Minimum 2 fights.
Absolutely, but like you said, they have the ultimates for it. They showed a pretty great display of discipline back there, not using more than one quest, able to secure some pretty necessary elims. So now we can see the tire coming from Bad YT into the team. And an excellent 3K there, securing
That's
that
one
first
fight
of the 2 fights that they need.
That's 1. I mean, it's 3, but it's 1 fight. Jubals and Ognugget, they have to survive here.
Absolutely, they get that stagger, it'd be devastating for them.
Oh, Bad YT getting
almost
really
picked
low.
off.
Jubal's trying to charge in, denied by Glitch Pixel's spear. Oh, and the attackers here are just stunned. Is using that Kitsune rush. Jubal's in the backline. He's gonna find Quest. Glitch Pixel has the massive Terra Surge on point. These fights are going back and forth. Jubal's gonna use that shatter, not find anything. It's just Glitched Pixel, and at the end of the day, 1 horse can't beat 4 fellows. Havoc takes map 1.
What a great play there at the end. We saw Jubal's charging in, coming from around, kind of a sneaky Reinhardt flank, and just separating the team, forcing them to fight on 2 separate fronts in a well-deserved play of the game here from Jubal. It could be one of any plays, honestly.
Yeah, this is that 4K that really set Havoc up to push so hard that they were able to really win by just a few meters at the end of that game of New Queen Street. And it's kind of interesting. Now, we've said Havoc is 2-3. Last 2 weeks ago, they were 1-3. Obviously, they won their most previous games. I was taking a look at the stat leaders for all of Oath. We've been tracking every game, every elimination, every death, the assists, and a whole bunch of other metrics. I don't know if you've seen this, but Havoc is actually leading in kill-death ratio, average eliminations per game, damage, and healing. They're a team that owns all of the metrics I would say support a strong team. Isn't that wild that one team can simultaneously have the best kill death ratio, the most eliminations per map, the highest damage, and the most healing?
Absolutely. And after the crazy long games we saw last week, it's kind of understandable. We've seen almost an entirely different team in these last few weeks than we have starting out. And it's been really impressive to see how Havoc's been able to work around some of those setbacks they faced at the beginning and really grow as a team in order to counteract a lot of what was thrown at them starting out. And we saw it pay off extremely well there in this last match. And, they've been doing well along the lines of teamwork. We've seen them coming up with a lot better plays, doing extremely well fighting through that and making, really smart choices in terms of positioning. We saw several times Odd Nugget in a good spot, helped out with Biohazard, and Biohazard just going all around insane with an average healing of just under 14,000 healing every single game.
That's a lot.
That is really an insane stat. And we saw they had several crazy anti-nades there that really won the fight numerous times. We saw just in that last play of the game, the anti right at the start, purpling 3 out of the 4 that got hit by that shatter. That has such a huge impact for the rest of their team. It really brings out the strengths of supports, allowing them to enable the rest of the team. And that's not something that really shows up in stats or anything, but it is still just as important. of an aspect for a player to be able to enable the rest of the team. And we saw that from Jubles as well, like we talked about with that last battle there, trying to finish off the point. Croutons coming so very close to taking that point right there at the end, but Jubles making that crazy flank in order to split them up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just another example of how enabling the team can really go and help them to really play better just all around.
Yeah, and the what I would say to that is that croutons are second in the stats, and leading in a few that I think are also impactful. They have the least deaths per map. The croutons roster is a team that's not going to make a lot of mistakes that they don't support as a team. Uh, Dying with your whole team is way better than dying as one or two and kind of staggering yourself out from there. And it's not a mistake that the croutons make frequently, which has led to their uh, league tying highest record thus far, and something I think that will continue to be strong for them as we get closer to playoffs.
Absolutely. That's something that I know that Merp and I have talked about in the past as well, is how well the Croutons are able to really initiate those team fights, set themselves up for success right off the bat, and move around how they want to in order to put the other team at the disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that goes a long way. And like you said, they have the least amount of deaths per team. We see them, if their plan doesn't really succeed right off the bat, they're either able to get out or they're able to just, like you mentioned, die completely as a team and get that reset so that they can come in as a full five right there at the next. And we saw that they're able to kind of reverse that onto the other team. We saw them split Havoc up several times there and force them to either come out and not be able to engage in full five team fights. But Odd Nugget was able to flip that with the crazy flank visor. But that is something that the Croutons do an extremely great job of, is planning their fights ahead of time and doing a really great job of communicating to execute it well.
Yeah, definitely. We have the next map pick. It's an all-time classic of Rialto. I think it's the only escort map we've seen. Uh, just put that out there, teams. Come finals, we will not be playing Rialto all day long. Just so you know, just so everybody's aware. Rialto, it's a great map though, and one that these both teams have a lot of footage from one another on. So we might see some counter comps, some interesting strategies tailored to your opponents. Um, at least that's my hope. At least that's my hope. Because we've seen some Rialto games that have ended on point one. We've seen some that have gone into double overtime. So it's clear that to me that we're seeing improvement and kind of adaptation. And that's one of the things that our coaches do really, really well, and probably don't get enough mention. Team Havoc, coached by Lex Smith, great guy, fantastic. I played with him on a team for a little bit. He's a true leader, and I'm I'm pretty sure all of the kids love his presence in the coaching booth. I did anyway. And on the flip side, Coach Thunder is awesome too. He helped out with that team too, and just a font of knowledge. Just this guy goes on and on. So smart from a game sense perspective. So coaching coming into play for sure for both of these teams.
Absolutely. And it's so important to make the changes that you need in order to counteract that. Because just like you said, just last week alone, we saw both sides of it. We saw Rialto end right there before either side makes it to first point. And we saw it end in the third point after about 8 minutes of contesting, it felt like. So Rialto is a super fun map because of that. I think it's fun. It's one of the few maps that are just as much fun on defense as they are attack, in my opinion, which is something that is very difficult to achieve. But
Definitely.
like you said, Rialto is an escort map, so they're trying to move, in this case, this little cart from one end of the map to the other.
Mm-hmm.
And Rialto is pretty diverse in terms of sightlines and choke points. We see it's pretty much wide open towards the start a little bit. It's a little bit of a choke right at the start, but as it approaches further to the end of point one, more open, and then it's pretty much just completely open right there at second point before collapsing into those super tight, exciting fights of the third point. So you can go really either way here, and I'm excited to see what the teams bring to this approach. Right now it's looking like Crouton's coming in with the Rhine comp, a little bit of a brawl with the Pharah, which could be really interesting here, but we do have a side change.
Yes, that's an important thing to note. Havoc on the left, Croutons on the right. Updated graphic, but just so everybody's on the same page. I actually really like this composition coming out from the Croutons. Bad YT has been phenomenal on the Pharah, and the angles at which you can just put rockets down and spam at people, very, very good here on Real. Look, we're already doing it.
Yeah,
we're already doing it.
I definitely agree. Pharah can be a really great character, especially in this map. Running against what they have, but I think Odd Nugget and Gainu have been doing a really good job on the Soldier and Bastion respectively, so I think it might be really difficult for the Pharah to be played, but we'll see as they're already moving around sort of that second turn of the first point. But we've got the Reinhardt battle right here at the start.
Yeah, this first corner can sometimes be the trouble, but actually going to be the second one for these teams as they play. Jubal's playing really, really well around this corner. And it's a whole team effort when we're talking about stalling this card. Biohazard finding Bad YT. You need everybody working together. Damage has to come out. Healing has to come and support your team. Quest is actually in a great position to kind of deny and create a bunch of space for this. A nice nade onto that Ana, but Gainu going to get the best of him again.
Absolutely, and Havoc playing so patiently here. We see them not getting too aggressive till they know the fight's won, and they've been able to stall already 2.5 minutes, so it's already paying off very well. But now we see Glitch Pixel inside the entire team is finally able to get picked off by Havoc, but Havoc now resetting, trying to stabilize on that second point before Croutons Croutons stabilizing before Havoc comes back.
Yeah, definitely is. Havoc putting up a great defense thus far. Point one can be so brutal if played well, and I think you wouldn't have to go very far to ask Croutons how they feel about point one, at least this far. Gainu just getting really good picks, initial picks. Jubal's finding a nice shatter. No team really. Gainu shows up a little bit late, but cleans that thing up. So sweet. A full 5K, a team kill from Havoc there. Really off the back of that shatter into the Gainu turret form. Bastion, man. That's a lot of damage.
It really is. Like I've mentioned several times in the past, Bastion is my favorite character by far. Seeing them pop off like that is always just a ton of fun. But we see Croutons coming in now with several ultimates of their own, including that shatter. So I'm excited to see how they use it here.
Yeah, no. Crouton's actually taking some interesting fights here. They're removing the high ground threat. They're actually setting themselves up for a nice window. And look at where the defense has to play. They really don't have anywhere to go. And with that in mind, they're pressuring out Jubals. Quest finding Biohazard. That's going to be one of the most impactful picks you can find. A nice charge from Glitched Pixels going to help eliminate the Reinhardt counterpart. And it's just Odd Nugget left here on the point one. 42 seconds left. As Havoc tries to hold on to this one, Croutons try to push through.
Absolutely. It looks like Havoc will have time to get back, though. We see Jubal's already back onto the point with a fire strike early, and the team just dumping supports into Jubal
from the top rope.
But there is the shatter from the high ground, taking Glitch Pixel away now as Jubal's runs. But it's looking like no one's going to be able to touch the point.
That is so disrespectful.
Are able to cap even after the crazy shatter from Jubal's. Able to get 3 there, looking like maybe one more, but they are going to be picked off, and that's going to be a huge stagger for the side of Havoc now.
Yeah, no. What is a good shatter? Anytime you can get 5 people on their back, that's a great shatter, but there wasn't actually the ability to go and touch the cart to prevent the cart from progressing. So even though those players were shattered, were stunned, the cart just rolled forward. And they're on a point too. Croutons, a great play from them to kind of create some chaos. And this fight could be over before it really starts. It's going to be up to Quest's rocket barrage. Nothing there this time. Izzard responding with the Kitsune rush. Odd Nugget going to be shooting very fast, missing 0 shots. Back to spawn, Croutons. Back to spawn.
You know, both teams looking like trying to secure here. We see Bad YD able to get picked off by Biohazard. That's huge, especially with the barrage. We see the Kitsune come out as well. Havoc here just doing a great job of shutting the fight down before it really seems to be able to happen.
Yeah, and this is such a hard point for Bad YT's Pharah to really be able to do anything. There's so much open space, not to mention the composition that we see coming out from Havoc here. Just doing a lot to prevent the infiltration. Bad YT actually might get the angle over onto Biohazard, who's, you know, playing in Narnia. Bad YT, that's a good shatter, even a good combo with Glitched Pixel. Turns that Jubal's shield, normally somebody who's so disciplined, and finds an elimination with the shatter. There's a battle going on. Glitched Pixel doing very much for their team here. As Odd Nugget in a familiar position behind enemy lines.
Uh-oh. Looked like for a minute that Reinhardt was about to come up, but yeah, Odd Nugget kind of stuck over here. Croutons, really, we see Bad Whitey switch to the Reaper. I think that can definitely be.
I love that swap.
But Jubal's now up on the high ground as well. The car's just kind of going.
Yeah, and with 10 seconds left, this is the last fight. Jubal's doesn't get to use that shatter. Going to be traded off for Funtime Cold. It's kind of somebody you'd want. Odd Nugget gets this nano. This fight hinges on the eliminations from Guy Noob, from Odd Nugget. Guy Noob finds 2. We're going to have the visor coming through. Glitched Pixel does a lot. Glitched Pixel going to be the only thing remaining, and nobody beats a Reinhardt swing. Croutons hold strong to get it to point 2, really. Havoc not letting it go any further.
It was a really good push after they were able to get past there, but we just saw some really smart ultimate usage from the side of Havoc to really kind of counteract that final push. And they were able to hold out. Quick look at the stats here. We see Biohazard with just under 8,000 healing, but Funtime Cold with a similar amount.
Matching it.
We see the supports on both sides doing a really good job. Look at some damage numbers as well. Some pretty insane outputs from the side of the Croutons. We got about 5,000 to 6,000 close to there as well. Some really crazy numbers being thrown up.
Yeah, 2 teams who really want it, right? If you're Havoc in this situation, you're playing to even things up and going into the last 2 weeks of the season. Croutons trying to stay ahead of the pack, so a lot to play for. Nothing set in stone. Obviously, these season records play into the seeding that teams get into our finals later this year, coming up in November. Should be a really fun and exciting event. We all get to come together and hang out for a full day.
Absolutely. Last season was a ton of fun, so excited to see what the teams bring to this next one.
Yeah, we're off to the races. Havoc, I love the Jubal's Orisa. The character we saw a lot of value on New Queen Street, but Glitched Pixel kind of matching it with a Doomfist here. Could be very effective as we round maybe the first corner.
Yeah, we saw the great anti-nade there from Biohazard to really help kind of push against that, but they weren't able to really capitalize it, and Glitch Pixel once again just jumping in the back line, able to secure a kill.
Yeah, and this Doomfist has done a lot to displace and make discomforted the supports, Biohazard included. Jubles, though, continues to be a menace on the front line, taking advantage of the fact that the front line is a little bit weaker just due to the diving nature of Doomfist.
Absolutely, and it's paying off pretty well for the side of the Croutons. We see them pretty much forcing, time after time, them to have to come to a full reset, and we see Havoc finally now adjusting, trying to get a full 5, so they can come in here as one whole cohesive team.
Yeah, and we see Jubles and Biohazard have that Nano Terra Surge combo. I'd be interested to see if that's what we see coming in. Funtime Cold just popping the Zenyatta's Transcendence really early. Here comes the pull. Puts everybody really, really low. Jubles going to go 1 for 1. But really, this cart isn't moving anymore.
Oh, and it was a really great Terra Surge there, but like you mentioned, Glitch Pixel was just able to split up the whole team, so there really wasn't anyone there to capitalize on it.
He's so low. We see a switch Zenyatta versus Zenyatta. Gentleman's duel.
I think that could be a really smart pick from the side of the Havoc. It helps kind of really negate some of Glitch Pixel's power there by being able to throw the Discord orb on him.
Yeah, and I think we just saw the power of that there Discord orb. Funtime Cold in a 1 versus 1 man-on-man fight against Jubles. Not going to happen this time. Bad YT
coming out from Bad YT.
Got that
kicking
tire.
Off Odd Nubbin. Little guy noob with an ultimate now.
Oh, wow.
Able to pick off Quest.
Big stagger.
It is a very big stagger, as it looks like Havoc's going to be able to maybe take this first point, but Croutons rushed back trying to make sure it doesn't happen.
I don't know what it is about this last part of this first point. It brings out the WWE. We see capturing point 1 here. Jubles and the rest of the the rest of the Havoc team caused some mayhem on the point.
Jubles just rushing in now, able to secure that pick on Quest. It's huge for them, but ooh, big anti-nade onto Glitch Pixel there, forcing them back. We see Kiriko having to TP out as well.
Well, I like this switch from Bad YT. The May is going to help deny some of Jubal's value, not to mention that you have self-healing, a pretty powerful ability just in Icicles, but also that Ice Wall to deny a lot of space, to create some interesting angles. Funtime Cold kind of on the wrong side of the map right now. Gonna make a dangerous crossing here. Don't mind me.
Are able to escape. Havoc coming in with 3, almost 4 ultimates for this next fight, and this very well could be the last.
Yeah, 4 ultimates and only 30 more meters to push here. Really only 10. And Jubles is really trying to focus down, but Quest actually finds 2 almost immediate picks. Glitched Pixel answering back.
Very even game.
Red Death is going to maintain and hold the pressure for a lot of these players. Is Glitched Pixel, that's a great switch on Zarya to try to answer the damage, try to answer the Orissa's Fortify, and even the swirling, twirling damage denying. Spears.
I was just about to bring that up. It's definitely a very crucial pick as we move into this last bit of push here.
And not too bad. You're still working with ults, both teams having a lot to play with. This does seem like a moment where first team to press 1 should be able to take an early edge. And it's going to be Izzard, actually, with the Transcendence to kind of keep the rest of that team alive in the Blizzard. And Transcendence runs out just a little bit early. Croutons surviving significantly. Nearly getting that whole fight done with no eliminations.
But just unable to really work off of it, as they're all stuck within the grab, and then the team's picked off so quick. So even though that Shatter was able to pick up 3 or 4, they just really weren't able to work with it. A great play there from the Croutons.
Yeah, and with only 45 seconds.
Ready to fight.
We're gonna have to see some interesting movements. Quest gonna open us up with the Bastion ult. Immediately finds Izzard and Jubal's. That's a lot of damage on the front line. The Bastion, the fully charged Zarya, just melting through the shield there.
And Oddnug is trying to get out. Jumping
Go
in
off
so
the
they can
map.
maybe make it for the last fight. But yeah, it's Havoc now. One fight left moving in here. Croutons having one ultimate, whereas Havoc has 3, and they're starting right off the bat with them.
Oh, the nano boost onto Jubal's plus Guy Noob's ultimate
So
there.
much
This
damage
could
from
be
Guy
very
Noob.
big. 3 picks immediately, 4. And there's nobody left for the Croutons to really be able to make this touch. It's going to be up to Funtime Cold and some wall rides. Jubal's going forward to deny that space. And there's just no time, no people.
Crazy final play there from Havoc, able to recognize that those changes needing to be made, and without any hesitation, able to go in and play it perfectly for that last fight.
Wow. Yeah, that is what we're looking for as Guy Noob gets this play of the game. Just blasting. I mean, trust me, just total damage here from the elf. And that's
Absolutely.
game 1, match 1, if you will, in our week 6.
Great job there. Havoc now 3-3, and Croutons also 3-3. So Havoc really, rising up the ranks. It seems able to tie it up now with the Croutons. Excited to see what they do next week.
Yeah, they got to be proud of a performance like that. I know I would be, certainly. As these teams get kind of into the final stretch, going into the end of the season, this is make it or break it. A lot still to be played in Overwatch, but also in our finals. And any given day, any given Tuesday, could be anybody.
Absolutely. Only got 2 weeks left, I think, before moving on to finals. So teams really trying to find something that works and really either make it grow or adjust how they need. And seem to be doing a great job there from both sides now. Croutons and Havoc having a great game. Really fun to watch.
Yeah, I'd like to just remind everybody that if you're not sticking around for our second game tonight, next week is Halloween. Happy Tuesday. Halloween Tuesday, so we'll have a super spooky edition of the Oath broadcast here on Overwatch Week 7, so you can look forward to that. I'll also say that we have Valorant on Thursdays. The Valorant teams have been phenomenal throughout the season as well, just like Overwatch. If you're looking for something that's still in the realm of esports, still youth esports, it's a great game to go pick up. We stream at the same time, 7 to 9 CST, just like this one on Tuesday, just on Thursday. And I'll also mention that on those broadcasts, we do the fitness drawing. If your kid is not entering the fitness drawing, you're missing out. We're giving out fitness prizes for anybody who completes 3 activities, exercise activities for the whole week. We've given out arm sleeves to mice, monitors in the past. We even gave out a jersey earlier this year. So it pays to be physically fit and active. So if you've been avoiding that, stop and submit your stuff so we can spin that wheel. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Okay, but with that, we will send you guys to a short break before we get back into the action at 8 o'clock. So, see you then. My button didn't work.
Oh.
See you.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here for Game 2 of Week 6 of Overwatch. Really excited to see Glitch versus Ember as we move in here, starting off strong on New Queen Street.
Yeah, no, we just saw an awesome match between Havoc and Croutons. Havoc getting the better of the Croutons in some would say an upset. I think the stats don't lie, though. Havoc is one of the most dominant teams in the league right now.
Absolutely. And, such strong showings the last 2 weeks,
Yep.
especially this last one. They played like crazy. So, really looking forward to see what they bring to the future. But Glitch and Ember, both teams haven't been too bad themselves. We got
Mm-mm.
Ember 2-3, Glitch 3-2. Glitch, I believe, as of now, leading after that loss by the Croutons, leading the standings. So,
Yeah,
really excited to see how they.
technically speaking, if they win this one, they are first place is all theirs.
Yep.
Likewise, if they lose, first place is tied for theirs. So, not a bad outcome for Glitch here.
And if Ember is able to take the win today, I believe that puts everybody at 3-3. So
That's true.
evens it up a little bit, causes a little bit of
Everybody gets
confusion
first and
these
first.
past couple weeks. Having to just do a random
Forget
lottery draw.
the
See
early
who.
part of the season. It doesn't matter. In fact,
That would be
I think
really
I would
funny
probably
to
just
go into
pick
it.
Power Epi Powers.
Yep. Just throw it, draw from a hat, flip a coin, see how it goes.
Nah, that would be absolutely insane. But like you said, Glitch versus Ember on New Queen Street, push map, third one we've seen this season. As teams are ready to go, should be an exciting one. We had a great New Queen Street game to begin with. Early on, push was kind of a map that sometimes people would get rolled by. Like sometimes it just wasn't. I don't want to say competitive, but sometimes it was over too quickly. But
Totally. And I think that last matchup really helped show what push is made to
yeah,
be.
yeah.
We saw back and forth fights every single time, pushing it a little bit farther just to go the other side, pushing it a little bit farther than they did. So it's a ton of fun to watch.
And a good map type. People think that push is kind of cringe. I don't subscribe to that. I think push is an awesome way to have another very balanced, I mean symmetrical sided map where both teams have equal chance to kind of take advantage and prove their superiority in a first map situation. So, New Queen Street, low key though, one of my favorite maps in the game. Low key,
Ooh.
it's fun.
I do agree that push is definitely one of the most fun, and I enjoy it quite a bit. But I do not think that any of the push maps beat Colosseo. Colosseo is probably my top 3 maps. Period. It's just fun, but New Queen Street is definitely a bit more interesting in terms of layout than Colosseo. But we see
I
both teams right now
love
rolling
this
out
team.
pretty quick.
Ember looks great. Gabe the Guru has been performing so well on the Junker Queen. I mean, I think we've seen them play this character for weeks at this point, and just disrupt backlines. I mean, it's the first thing they wanted to do. Just go to the backline, force Penguin to be very uncomfortable, and be okay with that.
And it does super well, and it's super fun to watch. We do have Lazy Titan on the Wrecking Ball. We see them just go absolutely crazy on Wrecking Ball in past matches, so I'm excited to see what rolls into that. But as you mentioned, just Gabe the Guru going absolutely insane on the Junker Queen, able to just keep him back.
And one of the key things to a Junker Queen comp is the ability to play together, and we're seeing that in effect right now. There's not been just a single person making just one play. Flame and Fox finding Catitude. That's going to be a big opening here as the Junker Queen comp loses their speed, loses some of that utility. What I was kind of alluding to earlier, that these Junker Queen compositions have to play together to really get a lot of value. Is Power Kill's kind of feasting just in this chaotic mid-fight. Already built a pulse bomb. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this used to try to wrap this fight up.
especially as they start to really push back. But we do see, again, they're already starting to stabilize both sides, looking for really just kind of in. But Power Kill is able to pick off Xbox Bubba.
Yeah, and it's just the healing of Catitude here, propping this Ember team up as Lazy Titan relentlessly raining down, just like the weather. I mean, already popping a minefield here on the point. Gonna kind of deny some of that push as Catitude and Galactic Rose both enter the minefield at your own danger, finding out why.
And Glitch getting kind of separated here. Gave the Guru trying to really go in there and get in, but it looks like they're both converging sort of on the robot, though the robot hasn't been able to push for the side of Glitch.
Yeah, Glitch is getting there, but Gabe the Guru has still stayed alive through this whole encounter. I mean, 2.5 minutes, if you will. And a nice pulse bomb is going to stick, or at least get close enough to eliminate Gabe the Guru, gifting him their first death of the match thus far.
And that's a really big stagger for the side of Glitch. We see them passing now where Ember was able to make it. Lazy Titan just constantly bothering somebody on the other team. We see them causing so much chaos on the Wrecking Ball and doing just a great job of doing that. But Gabe the Guru already back. Ember now really rushing in, ready to fight.
Yeah, well, I really like what and how Glitch is handling this. They've just pushed the robot throughout, right? They're just taking the space given to them. Xbox Bubba now going to pop this Kitsune Rush. A big purple comes through, but no picks off the back of that. Galactic Rose actually finding theirs as Crowvoid 1v1ing Power Kill right now. Even popped the Genji Blade. Both DPS kind of off in their own space, but both going to give up a little bit of space. No egos here today.
A little separated now, but like you mentioned, Ember doing a really good job of playing so well together around their Junker Queen. I really do. Even Crowvoid playing Genji, you know, a character known just to be kind of all over the place, is doing a really good job of sticking to the team and making sure they can get those heals.
And this is a disgusting minefield from Lazy Titan. He's absolutely online here in this game, and these minefields that just go on point, deny so much space. We kind of talked about it in our first match, but just, oh my god, just a cleanup fight here from Glitch, slugging things out on point. The objective can be so much more important than eliminations. And every time Lazy Titan just drops a minefield on point, it says, oops, you can't play for the objective anymore. What are you going to do about it? This time, Lazy Titan getting really, really low. Maybe that's what they're going to do about it.
Having to back up just a little bit. But just like you mentioned, Ember then had to go completely all the way around to get back to their side and just ignore the robot for so long, it seemed, because of that minefield placement.
Yeah, no Flamin' Fox is going to go down early as Penguin here is holding onto this cart. Things are even on the point until Xbox Bubba comes in with an iconic kunai to the skull. It's a lot of damage. As
Ember now with a little bit of an advantage moving into
this
here.
fight's just a total slugfest. Picks mean so little when both teams are just willing to continue to fight. Finally, Ember's going to overwhelm, and really critically, before the checkpoint, or no? Maybe not.
They were able to secure the checkpoint by the
They
looks of it.
were.
That's a huge advantage for the side of Glitch now, having those forward spawns, able to get back and potentially stop them from taking away the forwards, taking away that spawn.
Yeah,
Lazy Titan just contesting on the point.
Oh! Beyblade, let it rip!
An
Two
excellent
for
pile
two.
drive there into the Blossom,
for
really
three.
letting Flamin' Fox rip him apart there with that ultimate.
Oh, and I know that Glitch is going to be able to hold on to control of this early and forward spawn as Power Kill goes in deep for the kill on a Crowvoid.
That's a really good pick there.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, like you mentioned, Glitch seemingly just holding on to the robot, not letting it go back towards their spawn. And I think a lot of that has to do with Lazy Titan, like we mentioned so many times before. Wrecking Ball, just the ultimate stall ability that Wrecking Ball brings can be so powerful. But Galactic Rose with a crazy visor there, taking off 3.
Yeah, no, and that's going to turn this fight around as Power Kill is going to do everything in their power to just leave and let live. Gonna get all the way out. Lazy Titan here is just going to be annoying, as per usual. Nothing against him. He's actually a great guy, but I can see why this might be a frustrating way to have to play against a team. As Xbox Bubba's gonna use that Kitsune Rush, gonna extend the damage of maybe some of these kills, but 3 kills to 2 kills here. Ember just in the lead by a little bit, as Lazy Titan finds Galactic Rose. Make this a 1v2 situation. Crovoid gonna be very low, and this pile driver is gonna put him down to 1. Gonna live through that dash.
Crovoid having to leave gave the Guru alone with Lazy Titan. Because of those forward spawns, the rest of Glitch is back. Still holding on to that checkpoint. Still keeping the robot from moving back to their side. And then Glitch just rolls back through there. Despite losing 2, even maybe 3 fights there, still able to keep the huge advantage moving into this next bit.
Yeah, and we've only got 2 minutes left remaining on this clock as Lazy Titan pops this aggressive minefield to kind of try and prevent anybody from stopping their push, stopping the robot of Glitch. As yet again, just a clean staggered kill. We're going to see a swap from Gabe the Guru onto the Ramatra. Try to slow down this ball, do a little bit more poke, and answer some of the shenanigans that are happening here. Crovoid, this has been a point of emphasis, something that's been so good for them in the past. Gonna swipe around, but actually unable to find anything with that blade. Just a little bit of damage, as there's really only a minute left as teams are more or less even.
Yeah, both teams are now just struggling to find a foothold into the middle of this fight. Good kill there from Power Kill.
Now, have we heard that before? A good kill from Power Kill. A dominant DPS throughout. Gonna use that pulse bomb, not find anything just this time. As continue to just do so much damage. And when things look over, it's Flamin' Fox's Death Blossom that's going to continue to perpetuate Glitch propaganda, to continue these pushes.
And still, both teams looking for a foothold moving through here. We do see Catitude stalling, finally picked off by Low Reaper, and then another pick from Lazy Titan on Galactic Rose, but it's still 3 and 3 because of those close spawns now for the side of Glitch. They're just really pushing forward into him.
Yeah, and with only 10 seconds left, Galactic Rose is going to pop this visor. The minefield from Lazy Titan going to do from Lazy Titan going to do a little bit to prevent the robot from running away, but ultimately here, Ember's going to have to stay on this robot for, like, I'm not kidding, 2 minutes. It's going to feel like an eternity.
And without losing a single fight, too. They leave the robot for half a second, and it's over for them. But we've seen it in the past. It's definitely doable. We've seen teams come from even further than this and bring it all the way back around. Again,
they did it! Halfway!
So and there we go. So Power Kill getting an early pick on Crovoid, though, giving them a little bit of an advantage moving into here.
One thing we might underestimate here as well is the distance to spawn. As Ember's trying to make this comeback a reality, they're going to have to move a far, far away. Gabe the Guru popping that ultimate to kind of deal that damage, but Lol Reaper, a great sound barrier to sustain through the Ramatra ultimate, as still going on point. Only now is done. Crovoid's made it back from the pilgrimage that was the spawn room. Slicing, dicing, gonna find 1, not 2. It's up to Gabe the Guru here on point. Full HP. Really not bothered by very much of what's going on here.
Yeah, and Ember doing a great job of really holding on strong and keeping this robot in their side. but Glitch just constantly there, it seems. Always back, moving in, ready to fight.
Folks at home, this is not how push is supposed to happen. Lazy Titan gonna pop this minefield. We talked about how much pressure can happen on point. Gabe the Guru goes down. There's no more tank. It's Xbox Bubble. It's Catitude. It's just Xbox Bubble. It's nobody as Glitch. Hard fought win. Boostio in celebration captures point one.
Absolutely, just a crazy matchup there. A Glitch the entire time, just seemingly always on that robot. And I think a lot of that credit goes to Lazy Titan here, especially with this play of the game.
Yeah, no, this is that overtime minefield, something that's so impactful as time goes on. An excellent teams there, but point of emphasis, let's talk Lazy Titan. Lazy Titan and Power Kill have been teaming up Tracer and Ball. It's a tale as old as time, really, and so annoying. Even if the space they create doesn't always lead to impactful picks, it's creating so much space that Ember just struggles to take back, right? You shoot at the Wrecking Ball until he has 2 HP. Oh, wait, he rolled away. That's not an elimination. All of that damage was for nothing. You're feeding ultimate charge to the supports, and it's this snowballing problem. There's snowballing problem because your supports get ulta faster. Your Wrecking Ball continues to create space and own the objective time, right? All of these things suddenly compound, and we see matches like we just saw on New Queen Street, where Glitch looked dominant throughout, despite losing fights, despite losing first picks, despite having no ultimate advantage. Just crazy the ability to utilize a team and play together to kind of create this map and this monstrosity that is Overwatch sometimes.
Absolutely. And it definitely, at the very least, like you mentioned, just the power there from Power Kill and Lazy Titan, that combo of the Tracer and Wrecking Ball can be just at the very least annoying. Like you said, if even if they're doing nothing, getting no kills, doing no damage, just existing, they were always existing on the point, and that just
Yep.
really made it so difficult for Ember to be able to push it anywhere. They would have to win 3 fights to get at the same amount of distance that Glitch could in one. And I think, again, like you said, it's just so annoying, so hard to work around. But Ember was at times able to do that, and I think that's
Yeah.
really impressive. But it has been, kind of the story of not just this season, but the last few, that Lazy Titan on Wrecking Ball just goes in and stalls points for 10 minutes at a time.
Yeah, no, and truly a great play, right? That's talking about mastery of your hero, the play style, the situations that you're necessary, and the way that your team works into a play style, right? So absolutely no shame, no hate, no anything to the way that this game is being played. It's just like the Wildcat offense. Some people run the Wildcat and it looks dominant. Other people try to implement it and it sucks, right? But the truth is, good scheming, good teamwork, and impactful plays in the right moments get things done. Both sides.
It's all about how you play and who you play with. And I think that
Yeah.
Glitch has done a really good job of that, just communication as a whole, the teamwork amongst the entire team, not just those 2 players, even though we've
Mm-hmm.
mentioned them several times. Their supports were huge throughout that. We saw a Penguin doing a really good job of just being there, it seemed, pretty much the entire time, and throwing that support into both Power Kill and Lazy Titan. And I think that
Yeah.
really, like we talked about in last match, that really enabled them to do as well as they did.
Definitely. It's all three things all at once, right? Damage, healing, and objective. You need all
Hmm.
three to have a successful team and to win maps in Overwatch. So definitely power to Lil Ripper, to Penguin, who are doing just as much. Flame and Fox even, right? We're talking about how impactful Power Kill and Lazy Titan are doing. Flame and Fox is receiving very little support in this composition, right? You're putting all of your emphasis, all of your resources into this Wrecking Ball and Tracer thing. So Flame and Fox is just asked, stay alive, find picks when necessary. Oh, you have Death Blossom? Let's win a fight then. Right? And that's a total skill and a talent.
Absolutely. And we saw several times there, the Death Blossom doing so well and just picking off two, sometimes even three or four. And like you said, just being so powerful to turn fights that would have been lost otherwise. And like just when Ember starts thinking, oh, maybe we got a chance here, we see that Death Blossom be brought out and completely
Yeah.
flip it back on once again. So even at those times where a Lazy Titan and Power Kill are picked off and are
Mhm.
able to finally get taken out, Flame and Fox doing a great job of just stepping in there and flipping it back into their favor.
It's the story of Sisyphus, right? You're pushing the rock up the mountain every day, and it's so hard. It's much difficult, and as soon as you feel like you got footing, it's ripped right away from you. That's the power of Flame of Fox in these compositions. So
Absolutely. The
really
story of
good
the poor
things.
robot too,
The poor
having to
robot.
push that one little platform all the way just to turn around and go push someone else's platform.
Man, what do we do to Omnix? Anyway, we have our next map, Rialto. Believe it or not, we got Rialto again. You know, I think maybe we've seen one Circuit Royale. Maybe. I think we've seen one Shambali Monastery. Maybe. Rialto is a favorite of these kids' maps in terms of the map pool. Something they all feel very confident about. Um, it's kind of like the meat and potatoes of this map pool. And if you're gonna have a map pool, you have to have something that everybody's good at, everybody can agree with. Rialto is one of those things. I'd love to see some change-ups, right? Imagine if you had the best composition on Junkertown, right? The best Junkertown hold. Nobody expects Junkertown. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there.
Junkertown is another really fun one that we just don't get to see that often. But I think a lot of that, like you mentioned, has to do with the fact that Rialto has been around for so long. I think a lot
Sure.
of the teams are just comfortable with it compared to especially the newer ones like
Definitely.
Shimbali and Circuit
Circuit
Royale. It's
and
just a lot newer, a lot different too in terms of how it plays out, especially Shimbali being pretty tight, pretty much all around except for a couple smaller spots in the very end. Sort of Shimbali's sort of the opposite of Rialto here, how we see it, where it's like way open, the start and the middle, and then just collapses into that tight final point. Shimbali's, way closed up and then just completely open for that final point. And I think that just is, sort of difficult for a lot of teams to adjust to, and it's just
yeah.
not as much fun, honestly, especially from like a DPS standpoint, as it is to just run from spawn, try to get a pick, or just die instantly. It's a little bit more fun. We got these tight quarters at the end.
Yeah. Nah, I can see that for sure. So we will get into Rialto. Both teams excited to play this one. We're gonna have the same sides on the defense here on the left, and that blue, Ember, and that red. Nice, good color combo, good coordination with the logo, and really a good brawl composition coming out from Ember.
Absolutely.
Non-traditional, would you say?
Oh yeah, 100%. I was just about to bring that up. Really interesting, but I think could do really well. We've got Crovoid on the May, really helping out the Reinhardt, separating teams. We saw a little bit of it last match on this map, which is really exciting. Galactic Rose, Pharah able to get some early picks, especially here. But for the side of Glitch, Lazy Titan on the Sigma now, not really an expected choice, especially the way they played Wrecking Ball in the last one, but still a great one nonetheless.
Yeah, it's a poke composition. Poke versus brawl. According to Rock, Paper, Scissors, Gabe the Guru says Rock Smash. Finds the opening pick on Flame and Fox on that Junk Rat. Go back to Junkertown. Thoughts?
Lazy Titan right now,
Yeah.
just kind of setting up around that corner. We see Glitch playing a little bit safe, not getting too aggressive, not getting picked off early, like you said, just throwing rocks at faces, hoping to get picked.
You cannot suck the endothermic blaster. It's not gonna work, Crovoid. Understanding that mechanic, understanding how that's working. And this has been, I don't want to say it, I want to be supportive. This has been a roll. And a great way to answer back after that push map that was really defeating. When you just couldn't kill the Wrecking Ball, this has been a great way to answer back. We're going to see all sorts of swaps from Glitch, trying to respond to this high-tempo offense.
And it's not, they maybe just didn't get the amount of time they need, but Crowboy gets a crazy pick there, separating them off. But they are both kind of really, maybe a little bit struggling right now to try to catch up with that. We saw those changes, but then they just had to rush back. So while those changes are definitely smart, I think, they just didn't really get the chance to show them off. But moving into this next bit, I think I'm really excited to see how they do it. We got Power Kill now on the Bastion. Absolutely love it. And Flamin' Fox on the Sojourn. I think that could really go help out, especially against the Reinhardt. Bastion able to melt down that shield, take out the Pharah as well. Both Sojourn and Bastion able to really help against that.
No, this is a great swap. And I said a roll earlier. What I really mean is that you're not expected to win on this composition. That's an awesome Blizzard. Gonna freeze both Lazy Titan and Penguin up on the high ground. Nobody really capitalized on that, but space created. Lazy Titan says not anymore. Rock directly into Crowvoid. Penguin finding Galactic Rose now, and this is the first time we've actually seen Glitch have the man advantage early in these fights. Back to a 3v3. Gabe the Guru, Catitude, Xbox Bubba trying to flip this thing around, but it's a power kill in that turret, melting. But yet again, good heals.
No one beats the hammer.
Keep this thing going.
Guru just in there swinging the hammer. We see several ultimates now from Ember, but Glitch responding with a couple of their own. And that's huge pick on the Ana there. Really
that's going to turn this thing.
Bubba, giving them a huge support advantage moving in here for the side of Glitch. Gabe the Guru having to play a bit more passively, having to back up just a tad, making sure they don't die. Again,
if I know Reinhardt players, you're always eager to press this button.
And
a great shatter.
But they are picked off. Penguin with the Immortality Lamp there doing a really good job. Power kill up top, just spraying damage down on the other team. And it looked like Glitch is able to stabilize you. You're able to take that win.
Yeah, and that's an excellent defense from Glitch here to kind of stop this cart, utilize the ultimates they had to use, and stop things before they get out of hand. This Maywall boops them up. It's going to take away the defense's ability to play the high ground. It's a micro thing, but that's a big one coming in. Power kill, dropping the Bastion hold on point here. Not going to find anything. Crowvoid actually finding Penguin before it gets traded out by Lil Repper onto Gabe. And this fight's gone exactly 1 for 1 for 1 for 1. Just DPS for Ember as they look to get through point number 2. That disc is going to do a little bit to stop Penguin. The correct focus, and it's Crowvoid taking over on May. This is a character I love to see do well.
And Crowvoid with the Blizzard, you know, has that in the back pocket, can be really powerful moving in here, can really just help to ensure that they win this point. They haven't had to use it quite yet.
Yeah, no, just creating a lot of space. Here comes that Blizzard. It's gonna catch Penguin. That's a guaranteed kill, and without any supports for Glitch, point 2 should be Embers.
And Glitch just unable to get back as a full 5 and work past the numbers that Ember is just throwing at them. And Ember doing a fantastic job of cleaning up kills, playing together well, and securing that second point.
Yeah, and that's going to be moving on to point 3 here as both teams look to dominate. Galactic Rose has that barrage. I'd love to see it get 5, but even more impactful, I think, is just find 1 or 2. Just do a little bit of damage. It's going to be the window going first, but a nice shatter kind of denies some of that value. Now getting Nano. Gabe the Guru is a tank among tanks. Flamin' Fox on the wrong side of dodge here, gets walled off, put to 1 HP, but lives. As things get evenly traded out here, Power Kill has that Bastion ult. Not gonna find very much damage here. Both teams looking for the next in. That barrage not going to be able to do quite enough damage. I think it was canceled out by some of Penguin's Immortality field. and Glitch clean this thing up. 2 minutes left.
And Penguin has been on point with these lamps. We've seen them save them from several ultimates, save several lives. They've just been really on top of keeping track of what ultimates are there, doing a really good job of using that lamp exactly as it's intended to save the lives of several of his teammates at a time.
Connor, what's better than 1 May? 2 Mays. We've got Flamin' Fox switching over.
That's definitely a really great pick, especially against the super powerful Reinhardt that has been Gabe the Guru.
Yeah. Oh, I like this beat. Crowfoot tossing in this blizzard is just going to split the uprights. Lazy Titan's stuck in the back line, but it's only Xbox Bubba who's shooting at him. This fight's happening in 2 places, front line and back line. And when that happens, it's typically the defense to win these things as Glitch kind of wrap things up. 1 minute left.
Lazy Titan, these last few fights, has been on the Junker Queen. They were able to build the ultimates. Now we got several ultimates for the side of Glitch. We got almost 4. Ember coming in with a couple of their own, however. But I'm really looking forward to see what Glitch is able to do with this. They only got 45 seconds. They've got 4 ultimates. I mean, even if you just use 2 at a time, that's 2 fights, potentially game-ending combos here. Or round-ending, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose. I think that you could probably just pop all. That's a big purple, big rampage here. Gonna set everybody very, very low. It's power kill through that window. It's gonna create even more damage. And just to your point, they were able to keep that sound barrier and power kills Bastion ult here to really create an additional level of pressure for the attackers here. Gabe the Guru switching onto the Wrecking Ball. Gonna just try to be annoying. Channel your best, Lazy Titan. As that Bastion ult comes down, not able to find anybody, but it's Penguin on Baptiste finding Gabe the Guru. Galactic Rose, the only thing remaining, touching, holding on. Power kill, the turret form. It's too much damage. Xbox Bubba. 1v5. Okay, not this time. Glitch, hold on. 2.5 points through. A great defense.
Solid final hold for the side of Glitch. You know, they were able to make some pretty necessary changes, and they paid off extremely well. Ember making some last-minute changes at the end there, but just as Glitch in the first round, they just simply didn't have enough time to pull those off. So looking forward to bringing those into this next round. Quick look at the stats. We see power kill with 10,000 damage. Absolutely insane Bastion skills there, playing so well. And I love to see just how much the Bastion has been able to do, not just in order to get that damage and secure those kills, but also to really turn the tide of battles, you know, 1 kill at a time. And I think Power Kills has done an excellent job on that. And it's really different, a really big change compared to the Tracer we saw last match.
Yeah, no, both characters able to take over games. I mean, between Tracer and Bastion, we've got characters that get a lot of eliminations. I was going to say damage. That's just not true when it comes to Tracer. But in terms of eliminations, putting the damage in the right spots, pulse bombs, or turret form kills, it all adds up. I actually think the biggest impact for power kills damage numbers is actually Lazy Titan. Lazy Titan switching from the Sigma onto the it wasn't Ramatra, it was Junker Queen helped enable just some of that Bastion damage throughout. So really a true team effort, even on those individual stats. And I think Power Kill would be among the first to admit something like that.
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward to see Lazy Titan on the Orisa, already doing so much work and doing such a great job of it. Looking forward to see what they do. Moving past the second point.
If you blinked, you might have missed it. Flamin' Fox put up a nasty wall to just get the very initial pick onto Gabe the Guru, and just like that, the very bottom block of a Jenga tower. No tank, no space, no kills, no fight. And Glitch is like dancing here on the point. Happy to get through point
Looking
one.
like they might make this first checkpoint. Ooh,
just like that.
Able to make it, is able to pick off gave the Guru. But yeah, what a quick roll through. And they have 5.5 minutes to get it to the next point. Now, this is a pretty big distance they've got to cover here. But, I mean, they're just rolling through, seemingly unstoppable force moving through here. For
We mentioned
Glitch.
it earlier in the pregame, but Rialto, just one of those comfort maps for all of these teams in Oath. And this is one of the reasons why. Sometimes we see teams get stuck on point one, but other times we see teams just absolutely win one fight, hold down the cart, and they're already on to the second point like we see here. Lazy Titan just denying Gabe the Guru's value on that wrecking ball. The cart's stuck for what it's worth. As Glitch try to eliminate the rest of this, Xbox Bubba using these kunais very effectively, trying to find some picks, help that the DPS of this team here.
Absolutely. It's looking like Ember now with a little bit of advantage move. But Lazy Titan using the Terra Surge, able to pull a couple in, not able to kill any. But Power Kill, able to get several picks. Lazy Titan and Power Kill now together, moving in. Just the team of the whole. Glitch doing an excellent job of really flipping what looked like a lost fight, in my opinion.
Was that a team kill? Like all five? It sure felt like it anyway. Any touches? Not this time. We're headed on to point three with 5.5 minutes. Flamin' Fox using that Blizzard and Lazy Titans. Sorry, not Lazy Titan. I just see the Wrecking Ball. I get excited. Gave the Guru evading that freeze. Not the elimination, though. Okay, this map is all gas, no brakes. The cart's hardly taking a break at all. Neither. As Lazy Titan continues to just kind of decimate anything that comes onto the point. Power Kill, a big part of that damage as well. Gave the Guru here, fighting all by himself. Crovoid slaying.
Great Blossom there from Crovoid with 4. Clean up Lazy Titan, and there
Make it
is
5.
The 5. The
5K.
Ace from Crovoid. Crazy
Ace.
play there. Sneaking up from behind, clean them all, and finally putting a stop to Glitch's momentum here.
Yeah, this is step one. Step one is getting a clean, decisive win. And we'll see if Ember can continue to just reset, right? Mentally check back in, say, hey, we're okay. This is a little thing. The minefield comes out from Gabe the Guru. It's going to actually find Flamin' Fox. A Kitsune Rush as well. Continue to get this team fight going. I think it's Galactic Rose in the backline. Picks going 1 for 1 for 1 as it's just Catitude remaining on point here, trying to continue to stop this cart moving. Gabe the Guru switching over to Orisa, kind of match that counterpart. 4v4 here on point. Lazy Titan with a big Terra Surge, but the Suzu gonna prevent any damage. Give some invulnerability. That's just a good play.
Ooh, big wall from Flamin' Fox on Gabe the Guru, getting that pick.
Yeah, Galactic Rose doing everything they can. This fight is over. It's just Xbox Bubba trying to hold out. Crovoid has to show up and get 5.
Successfully doing so. Xbox Bubba with that huge stall to allow the rest of the team to get back. Glitch finally able to pick up Xbox Bubba, and Gabe the Guru falls as well.
All for naught, unfortunately, this time. Galactic Rose making the point. Catitude gonna just be shut down by the Bastion artillery. Glitch.
And there's just nothing you can do to hide from
Secure.
that, unfortunately. What a great play for Glitch there.
Yeah, what initially looked like a challenging defense, how Ember was moving through the points with relative ease, completely flips on its head right at the end. Glitch hardly stopped the cart at all
Excellent
through their whole fight. I'm sure that's music to your ears, Bastion.
100%. So beautiful to see that Bastion play the game, and such a strong showing from Power Kill throughout that entire thing as Bastion, but also maybe not shown up as much as the damage stats and the elims, but Flamin' Fox on the Mei, like you mentioned, is not something we see very often, but they were able to play it so well. We saw, at least a dozen hugely impactful walls pop up. We saw them that last fight, what looked like it was lost, they were able to use that one wall to pick up, gave the Guru, kill the Soldier using visor, able to get several hugely impactful kills right there at the very end, and I think that really is what allowed Glitch to get that final fight there.
And what a great series for Glitch there. Obviously playing to win and leading the standings here now. 4-2, the only team with a 4-2 record. Everybody else is 3-3 or 2-4 if you're Ember. Makes sense. Math checks out. Good math. Good math. Not every day that I can do math like that. You guys are special and lucky that I care that much.
Better than I am with it. But that's definitely a well-deserved win for the side of Glitch. Able to come back from several fights looked like they were lost, but Ember putting up a really strong fight throughout it as well. A really impressive showing from both sides, made for a really great matchup there at the end.
Yeah, and with that said, I'll again point to our other content. We have Valorant on Thursdays. It's the same series kind of format, 7 to 9 p.m., just like we have here on Overwatch. They'd love your support over on Thursdays, and they do a really good job too. Valorant's so much fun. If you've never seen it played before, give it a shot. It's commentated by yours truly and one other guy, Isaac, Linked Ghost. He does a great job getting into the stats behind Valorant. Totally appreciate what he does for this broadcast team and the kids in general. Obviously, here today, too, Imperium has been great, too. So, with that said, looking forward, you have Valorant on Thursday. That's Fitness Wheel. That's our games. And then we have the next Oath broadcast, Halloween, right? Look forward to that. Dress in your costumes. We're super excited to share this holiday with you. So we're looking forward to it. But that is going to conclude this broadcast. So, yeah, take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And we will catch you next Tuesday or Thursday, depending. But
Heck yeah.
all that said,
Either way, have a great rest of your week.
peace out.